If you have your sun, moon, or rising in Aries, this is everything you need to know about your 2025 horoscope. All the other signs, keep on scrolling. Your videos are coming. Okay, Aries, we should probably talk about 2024 first because what was that? You were dealing with life-changing eclipses taking place in your sign and in Libra throughout the entire year. Around March 25th and April 8th, you probably experienced some sort of major shakeups in an important relationship or contract in your life, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it was getting engaged, breaking up, or even some sort of life-changing contract or opportunity that came into your life. Then we had this Mercury retrograde in April that probably had you rethinking your life path, the direction you're headed, and how you show up in the world, as well as your personal goals. And you probably also heard from an ex or two, or maybe some people from your past. Things started to look up around May 25th once Jupiter entered Gemini. You probably learned some exciting news or had some sort of exciting idea you wanted to chase after. Maybe you made a decision to go back to school or book some life-changing travel. In August, we had this Mercury retrograde in Leo that probably also brought exes back into your world, and it might have also had you return to old hobbies, activities that you enjoy, or maybe some old projects that you had put aside for whatever reason. Pluto, the planet of power and transformation, entered Aquarius on both January 20th and November 19th. So these days are linked. There could have been similar themes and topics regarding your overall community. Maybe you were mingling with influential people, or you had some sort of life-changing opportunity regarding a long-term goal or aspiration. You could have also dealt with power struggles in your social circle as well. September 17th, there was a lunar eclipse in Pisces, and this probably brought some sort of major ending in your life. Maybe you became more aware of a situation, a person, or one of your own behavioral patterns that you're ready to walk away from and close out cycles. Okay, but we are here to talk about your 2025, so let's get into it. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Stephanie Campos. I'm a professional astrologer. I write the monthly horoscope column for Cosmopolitan, and I have a monthly horoscope segment on NBC. Okay, Aries, 2025 is totally nutty, and you are still one of the main characters. But the first thing that you have to look forward to is on January 11th, the nodes of fate and destiny are leaving your sign and they're moving into Virgo and Pisces. So this is going to bring sweeping change to your daily routines, your habits, your relationship with rest, and your intuition over the next 18 months. This is also going to ask you to step up and set more boundaries to protect your time and your peace. Bad habits, toxic situations, they've got to go. On February 23rd, Mars retrograde is going to end, and this is going to bring some sort of shift or change regarding your private life. So maybe your living situation, you could be deciding to move, you could be hashing something out with a landlord or a roommate, or maybe there are some unsettled issues that you're addressing with your family. From March 15th through April 7th, we have a Mercury retrograde in Aries. But this one also moves through the sign of Pisces. So if you have any planets or placements between 0 and 9 degrees of Aries specifically, you're going to feel the effects of this retrograde the most intensely. And this is going to pick up from last April's Mercury retrograde. So think about what was unfolding for you around that time, themes, topics, moments of frustration. This is a continuation of those stories to help you reflect and reassess your own identity, who you are, and how you show up in the world, and your relationship with the important people in your life. But wait, there's more. From March 2nd through April 13th, there is a Venus retrograde in Aries, and this is also going to move through the sign of Pisces as well. Now, for this particular transit, if you have planets or placements between 0 or 10 degrees of Aries, you'll feel the effects of this Venus retrograde the most intensely. Venus retrogrades are similar to Mercury retrogrades, but they have to do with our relationships and with our values. So this can be a great time to go in and do some of the inner work on your own relational dynamics, how you show up in your important connections, to address simmering frustrations in relationships that are important to you, and to find new ground, a more solid foundation to move forward. For some, they may choose to walk away from connections. Others could hear from exes. On March 14th, there is a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and this is going to bring attention to your sixth house of day-to-day routines and activities and responsibilities. responsibilities. There could be some sort of project or commitment that you're ready to walk away from, or there could be some sort of habit you're ready to shift, or maybe you need to set an important boundary around this time. This also has to do with your pets. So maybe you adopt a fur baby, or there's some sort of important development in their lives. On March 29th, there is a solar eclipse in your sign, and this is taking place at 9 degrees of Aries. So if you have planets or placements around 9 degrees of Aries, you are the main character. And this is like a total rebirth. Fated events, destined events, and people are entering your life. People you encounter, decisions you make feel extra karmic. But this is a season of new beginnings and it can be really exciting. On March 30th, Neptune is going to enter Aries for the first time since 1861. So this has not happened while we've been alive. Neptune is a planet of dreams, illusion, and fog and magnetism. This can actually bode well for you. It can bring out your inner creative side and people might be more drawn to you. However, there is potential to kind of lose your sense of self or identity, for boundaries to weaken, but it really brings out your creative side and puts your dreams on the forefront. By May 25th, Saturn enters Aries, and Saturn is a planet of restriction, challenges, but dedication and commitment. And this is a really important time for you to commit to your long term goals, but also to face reality checks. You are really having to deal with the choices you made. If there are any consequences to some of your actions, this might be a time where those come up. And this is going to be a really important time over the next 2.5 years for you to learn how to set healthy boundaries. By June 9th, Jupiter, the planet of luck and abundance, enters Cancer. And this can be a really exciting time for your personal life. Maybe there's some exciting developments taking place in a romantic relationship, like you're moving in with a lover. Maybe you find a new apartment to rent that really feels safe and secure and cozy. Maybe you're welcoming a new family member or deciding to pursue a new career direction altogether. This can bring exciting change, but also change that pushes you outside of your comfort zone regarding some of the main cornerstones and directions in your life path. On July 7th, Uranus enters Gemini for the first time since 1941. So it's been a while. And this is going to change and shake up your communication, the way you speak to yourself, what you want to share with others. You could have $1 million idea. You could decide to go back to school and to pursue something completely left field. You could also experience sudden shifts and changes in your close relationships with best friends and extended family members as well. Your neighborhood or surroundings could change as well. You could buy a new car, maybe you move. You could pick up a hobby that's a little eccentric. From July 18th through August 11th, there is going to be a Mercury retrograde in Leo, and this is going to bring you back to the Mercury retrograde that took place last summer in Leo. So similar storylines are popping up once again, and this also has to do with your creative output, your self-expression, and your romantic relationships. So yes, of course, you could hear from an ex or maybe even an old friend from the past. On September 7th, there is a lunar eclipse in Pisces, and this is going to bring some sort of major emotional ending and a period of closure. You may need more time to rest, time to yourself. Spending time alone and blocking out other people's noise and opinions is really going to help you figure out the next steps you want to take on your path. This can also kind of shine a light on your subconscious and help you understand your own patterns and behaviors that have been holding you back that you might want to change. Now, this is taking place at 15 degrees. So if you have any planets or placements around 15 degrees of the mutable signs, that is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, you'll feel the effects of this full moon lunar eclipse the most intensely. On September 21st, there is a new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius, and this is taking place at 28 degrees. So if you have any planets or placements around 28 degrees of the fixed signs, that is Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you'll feel the effects of this eclipse the most intensely. And this is going to bring a fresh start for your hopes and dreams for the future. Maybe you are embarking on bringing one of your goals to life. Maybe you've been offered an opportunity or a helping hand. This can also help you connect with a new community, organization, or cause that feels really meaningful to you. And you want to put yourself out there and spend time and build community with people who share similar values as you. The year is going to wrap up from November 9th through the 29th with a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius and Scorpio. So this is going to affect two areas of your life. This will bring you back to the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius that took place in December of 2024. So similar storylines are coming up, but this can have you rethinking some of your long-term goals. It can bring you back to other old ideas or conversations that were ongoing, but maybe got sidelined for whatever reason. Maybe you decide to book some travel to a place you've been before that you love. Maybe you are ready to go back to school or study something new. This is a great time to follow your curiosity and just to know that when the retrograde is moving through Sagittarius in particular, you're going to experience more misunderstanding. So don't be afraid to over communicate if and when possible. Once that retrograde moves back into Scorpio, it is going to move through a very private part of your chart that has to do with your hidden desires, your fears, your anxieties, your shadow side. But also, it can prompt healing, going through some of these emotions, spending time with them, accepting yourself for who you are, extending compassion and forgiveness to yourself or anyone else if it feels healthy and aligned for you, can be really cathartic and just what you need to embark on a fresh start. This is kind of like a transformative catharsis, metamorphosis moment. A new beginning is around the corner. If you enjoyed your yearly horoscope, you can tune into your daily horoscope over on my podcast, Daily Horoscope for Your Zodiac Sign with Stephanie Campos. Or you can also join me over on Patreon, where every Sunday I release 7 episodes of your daily horoscope for the week ahead to help you plan out your life, cause duh. And I also release a weekly psychic reading, a monthly spell, and so much more. Thanks so much and see you next time.